Happy Friday. Today we're going to talk about the difference between headaches and migraines, and we're also going to address when your headache or migraine might be something a little bit more serious, in which case you do need to seek out emergency or acute care. So first, please understand that headaches and migraines are all kind of within the same spectrum, but some are more serious than others, and there's a lot of gray area and overlap. So the information I'm going to give you is more or less just an overview, but understand that occasionally there may be overlap between a headache and a migraine. So first, if we talk about headaches, there are lots of different kinds. There's cluster headaches, tension type headaches, cervicogenic headaches, which basically means it starts in your neck and it's a mechanical issue. Typically, when you're having a headache, it's something that doesn't necessarily last too long. Maybe it's a couple of hours, up to 4 hours. It's something where, maybe in the case of a tension headache, you have pressure or pain on either side of your head. In the case of cluster headaches specifically, you may actually have one every 24 hours for several weeks. However, when it comes to a migraine, migraines tend to last anywhere from 4 hours to several days. And those of you who are migraine sufferers know that after an episode or after an event, you can actually feel really lethargic and uncomfortable for even days after this happens. Now, when it comes to a migraine, there are different symptoms that accompany that you really don't see too often in headaches. Like, you may be very nauseous. You may be vomiting. You may be really, really sensitive to light and sound. You may even do things like slur your speech, which is called dysphagia, okay? When you experience things like neurological issues such as dysphagia, where you're slurring your speech, if you notice that you're losing balance, okay, you're not able to walk or to stand properly, if you notice any changes in your face, maybe you see droopiness, or you notice that maybe your pupils are staying, dilated, things that just are very abnormal for you, that's when you really want to pick up the phone and call your doctor or even head into an emergency room, because it could be a sign that there's something more serious going on. Now, when you do have a headache, okay, so let's kind of shift back to headaches. When you do have a headache, there's a lot of different causes. However, a lot of the headaches, especially the ones that we see in our clinic, have to do a lot with posture and mechanical issues. So if you tend to sit with your head really projected forward, maybe you're sitting at your desk all day looking down at a computer, therefore there's a lot of stress and strain that's happening on the neck. And that kind of mechanical issue can get those muscles in your neck really, really fired up and throw pain into your head. And all of the different muscles of the neck even throw pain into all different areas of the head. So it's really important to sit back, notice patterns that might be coming up. So when you do meet or talk with your doctor, you're able to communicate, I hurt on either side of my head, the top of my head hurts, I feel pain or pressure behind my eyes. I tend to notice that it starts in my shoulders or in my neck. All of those different things are really important, okay? So make sure you're noting what those patterns are. There's also things like weather, okay? So when you notice that the weather is changing quite a bit, maybe it's more humid, but you're noticing that change in pressure can give you headaches. There's also dietary issues that can give you headaches, lack of sleep, stress, the list goes on and on. So you really taking a moment to focus on what those patterns are really gonna help you and your doctor work together to figure out a really good solution for it. Now, those of you that watch my channel or know who I am know that I'm a chiropractor. So we treat a lot of the mechanical issues behind headaches, okay? So adjusting the mid back and the neck, we have found a lot of our headaches actually do resolve. We've actually found a lot of our migraines resolve as well. But there are definitely times where you may need to take that next step in looking at maybe an anti-inflammatory or something a little bit different. And that's something you're going to talk to your primary care provider about. So again, even though headaches, migraines are on the same spectrum, one is more of an isolated event, like a headache, and then you have migraines that are more like an illness. They're more severe on that side of the spectrum. So this hopefully gave you an idea of what the difference is between the two, so you can start to get a clearer picture of what it is that you might be suffering with and give you some things to consider in terms of noting any patterns that you might be able to communicate to your physician. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below this video, and please subscribe to make sure that you're alerted anytime we put out a new video. Have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend.